Welcome back for another lighting tutorial. Today we're going to do a moody daytime scene. Keep watching to find out how we go from this to this. I was on shotdeck.com again, scrolling through photos when I came across these two shots. What I love about these two images is how the window and the rest of the light are balanced so well. And there's a softness to the image. There's a softness to the quality of light. It feels real, it feels natural, it doesn't feel like the light is sourcey. It just feels like it belongs in the room, and I absolutely love that. So we're gonna try to do that today, utilizing a window and then balancing the light so that it feels natural and not lit. First thing we need to do is we need to take this living room and turn it into an office. It's going to be really difficult to get all of the furniture out of the way while still being able to work. So I want to add depth to our shot. The best way to add depth to our shot is to bring the subject off of the background. So we've kind of got our desk at least started. Now we need to find our frame. You know how they say work smarter, not harder? Well, I'm here trying to build myself a desk in the middle of my living room when I have a perfectly good dining room table just behind me. We might actually just cheat the dining room table here as he's working. See what that looks like. So this is my stand-in. I bought a mannequin head so that I can focus and light when I'm working by myself. It's a real lifesaver. Otherwise, what are you lighting? How do you know how the light falls? How do you know how it hits? Initially, I wanted to go wider and closer to the subject, but as I went wider, I saw more of my kitchen and the big blank white wall. And I didn't like that. It felt empty. It didn't feel real. I decided instead to go with the 50mm so I could hide the edges and really focus on the character. Now that I have more table, I want to come down just a hair so we can look up into those whiskey bottles more. All right, now that we have our frame set, our shot kind of planned, and the blocking set up, next I want to do is continue controlling the light and hanging sheer curtains up and closing off this window light and adding our own controlled light. So this is what it looks like now that I've blacked out the windows that I don't want, and I've got the sheer curtains up on the window that I do want. This is where my false color was with just the window light. It's time to set up the key light. I use my Aperture 300D Mark II again because it's the brightest light that I have. Here's the light with no modifier. It's way too hard and it's really unnatural looking. Doesn't feel like it fits the scene at all. So I wanted to soften the light. So first, because it's easy, I tried aiming it at the ceiling. I always like to try something if it's really easy, like pointing the light at the ceiling, because if it works, then great, we move on. If it doesn't work, then I can go get the equipment to do it a different way. But why not try something easy first? So I'm looking at this and I realize that this is not soft enough and it's way too directional. So I decided to build a T-bone, hang my diffusion material off of it, and shoot the light through it, enlarging the source of light and really softening it. So looking at this, I really like the direction and softness of the light now, except the levels are too low and it doesn't quite match the window light yet. I checked the color temperature of the window light and key light using my color meter. The window read 7200 Kelvin and the key light read 4800 Kelvin. So I added half CTB to the key light in order to match. That feels a lot more natural. So the windows are slightly too hot right now. I'm actually gonna go back to 320 ISO. We're gonna try and get the same light fill light here. So I'm at a 1, so I need to go up a whole stop. I wanna open some of this up. Yeah, this is, I'm getting a 1.8. So now I wanted to add a fill light to bring up the ambient light of the room, as well as make the key light feel even less directional. I used the Nanlite Forza 60C bounced into the ceiling. I also hid an Aperture MC in the laptop to create that glow coming from the screen. But I made a mistake and I forgot that I'd be typing, and the light was way too bright on my fingers. We've got our bar kind of set up here with the light to kind of illuminate the bottles, break up the background a little bit. The tube light I used was from an old light gear kit I had lying around. This is what my false color looked like on set, and the key light is at 35 to 45% IRE. And here's what the scopes look like. I wasn't loving the direction of the fill light. It was a little too sourcey, a little too much light coming from the top, which I didn't believe. So last minute, I swung it around into the corner of the room to change the direction it was coming from. This is with only the window light. This is the window light with the light tube on, our background. These are our background lights with the computer light on. This is the background lights with the fill light. These are the background lights with the key and no fill. In order to complete this shot, I wanted to use haze in the background to spread and diffuse the natural window light. Really adds a tone and mood I love. The problem with using haze is twofold. One, you have to maintain continuity between shots, so you always have to be aware of the level. The second thing you want to do is make sure that you waft it around the room so you don't see it swirling in your shot. You're not supposed to see the haze, you just want to feel it. Without haze, with haze. That's how I created the set, set up the camera, and lit it. Let's take a look at the final scene. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. I left Amazon affiliate links down below to all the gear I use, so if you're interested in what I use, feel free to check it out. Also, I'd love it if you could hit the subscribe and like button. It really helped me out, and I'll see you guys next time.